Welcome to the Survive Scale Soar podcast. Hear and learn through the success of others how to build the life and business you deserve. Learn to overcome failure, what it means to seek out growth, and how to become the best possible version of yourself. And now, here's your host, coach, entrepreneur, husband and father, and author of the #1 best-selling book, Survive Scale Soar, Jeremy Williams.
And welcome back to the Survive Scale Soar podcast. I'm your host, Jeremy, and today is a real talk. Many of you have followed me on this podcast journey for the last year and a half, where I've gotten to interview some of the top people in their respected industries, and they share with you what has made them successful. You've also heard from me, just me and the mic on Real Talks, sharing with you things that have happened in my world or the businesses of others that I'd like to share with you so that it helps you grow both in business and life. What you might have noticed is last Friday, I did not put out an episode, did not send out my weekly email newsletter. I'm pretty consistent. Part of being a coach, part of being a director of operations for a network team is that you have to be consistent in your business. If you're going to grow anything, you've got to be intentional, you got to do the right things, and you have to stay consistent. Yet this last Friday, I woke up and I told myself, I'm not going to put out an episode today. I'm going to focus on my family. I'm going to focus on some personal things that need to get taken care of that have been put on the back burner. So I didn't send it out. I gave myself the grace to break consistency for a moment. Now that's the key. You can break consistency, but only for a moment. What tends to happen is people will break consistency, and then the next day or the next week or whatever interval they're supposed to do the next activity, they're like, I'll just do it next time. Next time turns into a week, turns into a month, it turns into a year, and then it turns into never. So I want to bring this up today because we're getting into a dangerous time for small business owners. It's the window between the end of October, Halloween, all the way through New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. And what tends to happen, I coach about 80% real estate agents, about 20% small business owners. And by the way, they're all small business owners. But about 80% are real estate agents. And there's this thing that happens every year. I see it time and time again, where agents they'll get involved in activities with family and friends. And there's this mindset, and it's the mindset that kills it. This mindset that there's going to be nothing happening in these 3 months because everybody else has the same activities that they're involved in. And that's just not true. Working with brokerages at a high level, some of the best months in the year were November and December. There are people making decisions at this time of year, yet a lot of real estate agents, for whatever reason, and I think mostly mindset, is that they take off that period of time from October to January 1st. And then they get to the new year and they have all these goals and resolutions and everything that are set. And they look up and they start doing the activities. Well, the activities that generate the actual results in this business, and I would say for most businesses, are the activities that took place 2-3 months before the expected outcome. So they get to go into work and they're looking up and they're like, there's nothing in the pipeline. There's nothing that's going to be closing in the next 30 days, 45 days. Why? Because they took off that time. They ran to the sidelines. In a sports analogy, they ran to the sidelines and they just stayed there. So I want to encourage you today, if you're hearing this, that if you take that time off, it's going to be an impact to your business. Now, saying that, I want to make sure that you too understand that it is okay to take off. I don't want you to be the workaholic that works through the holidays and through your activities that your kids may have. I want you to be present for those. And I understand there's a lot going on this time of year. Give yourself the grace, just like I did with the consistency of my newsletter, making a decision that at that time I wasn't going to do it, but I was going to pick it up the next week. Go do those activities, plan the vacation, have the vacation, yet be intentional, have a plan in place. And then when you're not in those activities, when you're not spending that time with family, when you're not celebrating those holidays, you're working on and in your business. Now, what do I mean by on your business? This is a time of year you need to be working on your business plan. If you don't have a business plan, I'm going to be hosting a business planning seminar, and I'll be getting those details out through my newsletter. I would love for you to join. If you're not part of that, reach out to me so I can add you to that newsletter. But I'll be doing here in October a business planning retreat via Zoom. It'll be about a 2-hour event where I go through each step that needs to happen in order to set yourself up for a great 2024. You have to be working on and in your business at this time of year, or you're going to get to January 1st, anticipating big things for the next year, and you're already going to be 2 to 3 months behind. So why not walk into 2024 with a plan in place you've already been building upon, starting now, and having results showing up in January, February, early March, when most agents are struggling to get back on the train. So today, my message is to give yourself grace, give yourself time off, let yourself off the hook occasionally, but get right back on the train. Get right back into the activities that drive your business. And when you do that, you fulfill your personal needs, spending that quality time with your family, your friends, church, celebrating those holidays, taking that trip you've always wanted to take, yet being responsible over your business, not abandoning it, and preparing yourself for the next season. So I hope this helps today. If I could ever help you, reach out to me, redhawkcoaching.com. Again, that's redhawkcoaching.com. And you can find different ways that I could help you as a business owner or a real estate agent. And I would love to have that conversation with you. Until next time, onward and upward.
Thank you for listening to the Survive Scale Soar podcast. If you heard something that made a difference in your life today, share it with someone that might benefit and subscribe so you don't miss the next episode. Learn more about the host of this podcast and coaching services offered by Red Hawk Coaching by visiting www.redhawkcoaching.com.